Yo, we are back for week 5 of the EDC Distortion Division. We are currently 4-0 plus 16, I think is what we are. Also, I just realized that this is the wrong layout, like the wrong versus team and week number, but I don't really have time to fix that. This is week 5, and we are facing the something Glades. We are facing Shade. I know the coach's name. I don't know his team name. We're facing Shade, and you can see his team right up under mine: Aerodactyl, Mega, Skarmory, Slowking, Sylveon, Urshifu, Rapid, Decidueye, Muckalola, Regieleki, Mudsdale, Pyroar. Overall, a really bulky team. It kind of has a few stops to Zard too. Defensive Slowking can kind of get in the way. Mudsdale is a little annoying to deal with too. Try to break through. Sturdy Skarmory with like Whirlwind and stuff, or Aerodactyl might, try to get a D-Dance up early and be faster than Charizard. But we're just going to talk about what I think we should bring, and you can see the 6 that I'm bringing. We'll talk about their sets. First, here's Charizard that you've seen on the screen. We've got Dragonite, Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, Swords Dance. The reason being, I couldn't pick a last move, and I was talking to Clay and Saga about a last move, and nothing was making sense. Like, I could put EQ on for Muck, but Flare Blitz hits that thing super hard. I could put Iron Tail on for Sylveon, but again, Flare Blitz hits that thing super hard, because if you notice a bunch of his Pokemon, he's got Spadef Wall and Slowking, Spadef Wall and Sylveon, Spadef Wall and Muck, and then Fizdef Wall and Mudsdale, Fizdef Wall and Skarmory. In my mind, none of those really cover each other too well, and that's why I really don't need any other moves, because his Spadef Walls are either ran over by Flare Blitz or his Slowking is ran over by Dragon Claw, and the two Fizdef Walls, like Skarmory doesn't take a Flare Blitz and Mudsdale can take a Flare Blitz, but the whole point of me being this set is I'm probably going to get a free turn against Skarmory anyways if it comes, and things like Muck I can get a free turn with, things like Decidueye I can get a free turn against, Pyroar I can get a free turn against, a bunch of things I can get a free turn against, so I might be able to get off a DD and a Swords Dance, or just I'll click whichever one I need depending on the game state. But next we have Melodic on our team. We've got leftovers, just Scald, Toxic, Recover, Flip Turn. Pretty much max defense because of the Aerodactyl and the Urshifu. And we can come in on Mudsdale and stay healthy against Mudsdale and stuff, and Scald, get some free Scalds off. This is basically just supposed to be a bulky pivot this game. I'm not really looking to come in and click Scald too much. I just want to stop Aerodactyl from being able to set up and win, and I want to stop Urshifu from being able to click Surging Strike super easily. If I see Muck, one of the things I want to do is get my Melodic in on Muck and hopefully get poisoned just so I can get that Marvel Scale proc. I think that would be super beneficial for me because I still take a little bit too much from Banded CC from Urshifu that I would want to, but with the Marvel Scale we take a lot less, so I would be okay with that. Toxic is to catch like the Sylveon or something, like I said, it's not meant to stay on the field for a long time, it's just meant to stay on the field and have a good time. Next, we've got Thundurus on the squad. Thundurus again has another insane week where it just runs through the team. None of his special balls really take it because Muck is something that is really easy to wear down. Muck is with no healing moves outside of like rest or anything. Its longevity is not the greatest, and like Sylveon could check it, but when we get to +2, Sludge Wave is still doing a lot. And then T-Bolt, show me his T-Bolt switch in, it's Mudsdale, and at +2, Grass Knot for sure kills all the time, and that's pretty much it. The Thundurus just kind of runs through the team. It gets to come in on Slowking or Skarmory and get a plot off, and then have fun. Next is Hatterene. Hatterene actually has a pretty good matchup this week, offensively, not even defensively. It has a pretty good offensive matchup this week. We are max defense only because of the Urshifu, but with a Calm Mind off, Hatterene wrecks this team. We just have to get rid of Muck if we see it, and then after that it's game over. Psyshock deals with Sylveon. I can Calm Mind right in front of Slowking and not worry about anything because It can't Toxic me, it can't Dragon Tail me, it can't Roar me, it can't, like, nothing can phase me on this team. Skarmory can't Whirlwind me, nothing. Because of Magic Bounce. So we have a lot of setup targets on this team. If I see Mudsdale or Skarmory on the field, I'm probably going to Satterine because I don't have Defog on this team. I don't think my Crobat has Defog. So I don't have Defog on this team, and I just need to keep rocks off of my side. So if Mudsdale or Skarmory comes out, Hattering's coming in, and it's Magic Bouncing those hazards away because we do not want them on our side. Next, we've got Piloswine, mostly because of Regieleki. Regieleki's a bad Pokemon, but at least it does force me to bring my Piloswine. But I don't even think that's really bad in this matchup, because Piloswine has a pretty decent defensive matchup otherwise. It deals with the Muck. It might get knocked off, but that's okay. And it's actually a pretty good Aerodactyl Mega Check. So if I see no Regieleki, this thing still has an okay matchup. I do have Stealth Rock on it, just in case I don't get a Magic Bounce theirs away. But I don't really need it. Like, you see me running 2 ice moves because, like, the coverage on this thing for this game wasn't necessarily great. Like, Skarmory does come in on it pretty free, but we can make do with that and, like, double into our Zard, double into our Thundurus, and all this kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how Piloswine plays in this game. It's going to be the first game it's coming to, and I love Piloswine, and I think it's going to do pretty well here for what it needs to do. Last is Crobat. Yeah, like I said, we don't have Defog. We're just Boots, Infiltrator, Brave Bird, Roost, Taunt, Super Fang. Again, we're a Stallbreaker Crobat. These people just, I keep facing like insanely bulky teams for no reason. Like I said, he has Mudsdale, Muckalola, Sylveon, Slowking, and Skarmory. And getting a Super Fang and a Taunt off on all of those things is really, really good for me. And they all don't do much back. Like, Slowking can Psychic Crobat, but you know, that's about it. If I Super Fang on the switch in and then I Taunt as they're trying to slack off, I just pretty much get to leave. And Brave Bird might even oh, actually, I need to change this before I play, because that is the wrong nature, because I used to have Air Slash, but I changed it to Brave Bird. Okay, so we're good now. So like I said, Brave Bird might just straight up kill. I'm glad I called that, because it probably wouldn't have minus attack. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what my defensive EVs are for, but I trust my past self to have known what they were for. And that's pretty much it. So like I said, my game plan is just to come in, overwhelm with offense, set up Hatterene, maybe early, it depends. Like, Zard could set up early, and then Thundy or Hatterene could win. Hatterene could set up early, Thundy or Zard could win, Thundy could set up early, Hatterene or Zard could win. That's just kind of the matchup it is. I don't think it's super great for him. I think this matchup is pretty heavily in my favor, as opposed to my week 4 game that was not. So hopefully we come out of this with a win and we continue our win streak. There might even be a chance that getting a 5th win this week might just straight up block us for playoffs. I don't know, but we will see. So I will catch you guys in the battle. Alright, we're in the battle, and I fixed the layout. So now you can see it's versus Houston Glades, aka Shade, like I said before, and it's week 5. So this battle is incredibly short, I'm pretty sure. I think it might only take me a few minutes to get through this replay. So I'm going to try my best to talk through each turn to maybe kind of drag this out a little bit, but just know it's a quick one. So we see Aerodactyl, Skarmory, Mudsdale, Urshifu, Sylveon, Pyroar. We see no Muck, so immediately Hatterene can go wild. We see no Slowking, so Flare Blitz is looking pretty free versus this team. We see, what else did they have? No Regieleki, which I wasn't too worried about. Other than that, I think, this is pretty much what I thought would come. Like, Aerodactyl and Mudsdale and Urshifu, I knew were all just kind of a shoo-ins to come, but then I also expected the Slowking to fit in here somewhere. But let's just start off. I led with Milo because I'm countering a Mudsdale lead. I think either Mudsdale or Skarmory is probably leading. Milo is good into both. And just look at the team. Like, Milo has a pretty plus matchup into every single mod on this team, so I just straight up lead Milotic. And they do lead Mudsdale. So here I swap into Hatterene because, like I said in the team builder, I see Mudsdale, I'm going in Hat to do exactly that, which is bounce those rocks. Get a crit on EQ. It's, you know, it's whatever. Draining Kiss gives us so much health back because of Mudsteel's HP stat is so much higher than Hatterene's. So we do this for a little bit. I just Draining Kiss. I keep Draining Kissing. And I think they go into Skarmory here. On turn 2, whenever I did switch in the Hatterene, I sat there for a bit trying to decide if I thought this Mudsteel was going to have Heavy Slam. But I don't, like, I just don't think it had the room. I think it had to be Stealth Rock, it had to be EQ, and it probably had to be Rock Move. It could have fit Heavy Slam last, but I think something like Toxic is better to try to Toxic the Hatterene. So I don't think the Mudsteel had room for Heavy Slam. So I just stayed in. They go Skarmory here. We get the Draining Kiss off. We heal up, and it reveals Rocky Helmet. So here, I'm just gonna Mystical Fire. I'm just gonna try to get rid of Skarmory, and they go into Sylveon. And here's my ticket to setting up this Hatterene. Now Sylveon's at -1. I can Side Shock here as they wish. I force them to protect this turn, so I get to Calm Mind pretty freely. So I get my Calm Mind up, they protect, they get their wish back, and then I'm just gonna Calm Mind again, because at this point Hyper Voice is not doing really anything to me, and I'm almost at full, so I'm just gonna Calm Mind again. Aerodactyl comes in, takes rocks. That's why we prioritized getting their rocks on their side pretty early. We Draining Kiss here, get all of that HP back. Every single drop that we just took, we get back. They go for Stone Edge, we get a little bit more HP back here. And here's a pretty like pivotal turn for me and for them. And I think this is something that Pago stresses a lot, especially with like newer players, is do not just ignore the threat that is in front of you. Like, if this Urshifu doesn't kill this Hatterene here, Hatterene kills Skarmory with Mystical Fire, kills Mudsteel with Draining Kiss and gets a ton of HP back, Side Shocks the Sylveon / Draining Kisses it to stay healthy, and the power can't break it now because I'm at +2. Sylveon can't break it now because I'm at +2. The last chance for this team to beat this Hatterene is this Urshifu. So in my mind, as the Hatterene player, I know that if they do not kill Hatterene here, this game is just over. And Hatterene is just going to win. So I'm just gonna stay out on the field. I think I had like a 15 or 20% chance that I didn't die to banded Surging Strikes, on top of the fact that he might not even be banded Surging Strikes. I think like Bulk Up Urshifu or Scarf Urshifu could have also came. But if he does kill me, I get information. I know that he's banded. Adamant doesn't kill me. Like, he can't be Adamant, Scarf, and kill. He has to be banded to kill. So I know that information. I have the chance to live, on top of the fact of I have the chance for him to switch out into something else, maybe try to predict and mispredict, and I stand with Hatterene, and then Hatterene just wins the game. Because in my mind, if Hatterene dies, I just go into Thunderous and I click plot and I Grass Knot the Mudsteel, T-Bolt, 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 Sludge Wave, and game over. Especially because this Urshifu would be banded, right? Because I get to come in with Thunderous, and I now know I'm faster than everything on the team because Aerodactyl is the only mon faster than me, and it's the first mon that died. So either way, I'm in a really good position right here. So if you're the other player, you know, always just kill the Hatterene at this point. It's a pretty tough thing to come back from, I think, in this position, because I've done so much damage with this Hatterene, on top of the fact that I have so many Pokemon still alive. So I think they probably should have just tried to kill, but they went for the U-turn, which, like I said before, just locks up the game because I get the Draining Kiss here. If they went into Skarmory right there, maybe I would have not recovered enough for them to not be able to go back into Urshifu and kill me still, because I would have recovered and taken Rocky Helmet Chip. So maybe that was their play, but they went straight into Mudsteel and they gave me all my HP back pretty much. I think they go for an EQ here, but like I said, Mudsteel's HP is just so high, so much higher than Hatterene's, that we get so much HP back. Pretty much any damage that it does, we're recovering. Urshifu comes back in, we're out of Surging Strikes range altogether. 22 plus 22 is 44, plus 24 is 66, right? So even if they got those rolls the last time with the Hatterene, we wouldn't have died because we were at 68 and that did 66. We would have lived on 2, and you will see how much we are going to recover here. We would have gotten back up to 73 plus leftovers, and at that point Shade just forfeits because they didn't do it out of rage or anything. I don't think he was pretty good sport afterwards. He said GG in the chat before he did it and everything. I think he just knew that at that point Hatterene cleans up, it mystical fires the Skarmory, it side shocks the Sylveon, and Pyroar can't break it because we're at +2. So we get a 6-0 for our week 5 game. Hatterene proved its worth for the 8 corner, I think it was, that I got it for. It's come to 8 games so far. I've been extremely happy about my team. There's been some pretty interesting discussion about my team and the post-game chat today, but you know, I like my team. I think it's working, and well, I know it's working. Obviously it's working. We are 5-0 plus 22 right now, pretty comfortably sitting in the first seed. I think the second seed is, they're also 5-0, but they're plus 13. So we've got a solid 9 differential over them. So hopefully, you know, hopefully that just straight up locks us up for playoffs, as long as we just don't insanely throw for the last 4 games and just get 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. Like if we keep them close and we lose, I think we might just be locked for playoffs already. But you know, I'm just gonna keep playing games and hopefully I keep winning. I don't think there's really a perk for being first seed in this. I think like in ISL, first and second seed get a round 1 bye. I don't think there's any buys in playoffs in this, so I think it doesn't really matter where you sit in 1 through 8. I think all the players that are gonna sit in 1 through 8 are gonna all be really good, and I don't really want to face any of them. So I don't think it matters my seed. But that was week 5, and with that, I will catch you guys next week. Adios.